Dear child, my cherished one, a momentous decree has been made from the heavens, one that cannot be undone. A sacred document inscribed with your name has been marked in golden ink, bearing the seal of divine approval. I witnessed it myself, standing in the celestial treasury when your name was uttered, and an extraordinary occurrence unfolded. An ancient scroll illuminated, unveiling the blessings that have awaited you since before your existence. If our prayers and messages have blessed your life, please consider becoming a member on Buy Me a Coffee, link pinned in comment and description too. Your support helps us continue spreading hope, faith, healing, and encouragement to hearts around the world. However, my beloved, I must convey a matter of great urgency. This divine transfer, a miraculous bestowal of wealth and restoration, is now underway. It is no longer merely a potentiality, it has been sanctioned, assigned, and released in your name. Yet, there is a cautionary note from the Lord Himself. Should you not embrace this spiritual moment with an open heart, another may unknowingly claim what heaven has ordained for you. Before I continue, I implore you to recognize that this message has arrived at your doorstep for a purpose, and not by mere chance. You are being called forth by divine invitation. If you are reading these words now, I earnestly ask you to pause for a moment and subscribe to this heavenly channel. Not for my benefit, but as a declaration of your readiness to embrace your destiny. Accept heaven's invitation and allow this message to alter the course of your life. My child, my beloved, it is essential that you comprehend this before it is too late. There is a clock ticking in the heavens right now, not out of danger, but because this divine transfer approved in your name is time-sensitive. This blessing was intended to reach you before midnight. Yes, before midnight, there will be a shift in the unseen realm, and the opportunity to claim this divine gift will begin to dwindle. This is not punishment, it is divine protocol, for heaven can only bestow what you are spiritually prepared to receive. If you hesitate, if doubt takes root, the angel poised to deliver your blessing may have to withhold it until the Father sends them again in a different season, or worse, send it to another whose heart is open in this moment. You are not meant to miss this opportunity. I convey this message to you now to prevent that from happening. My child, my beloved, do you recall the nights you silently cried, questioning delays, wondering why your breakthrough seemed elusive? It was not because heaven overlooked you. It was due to the presence of certain individuals who were never meant to witness your ascendance. And now that they have been removed, or are being removed even as I speak, God has finally proclaimed, "It is time." I witnessed the moment the whisper passed his lips. The wind shifted, the light transformed, and the scroll inscribed with your name illuminated more brightly than ever. There are figures recorded on that scroll, amounts that will leave you astounded, favor that will bring tears to your eyes. But this is not solely about financial gain. This transfer encompasses spiritual, emotional, and financial restoration, a complete miracle. Yet, it can only manifest in your life if you refuse to turn away from this pivotal moment. Allow me to speak the truth to you, beloved. There are forces that desire to keep you blind, distracted, and too preoccupied to receive this message. They sought to divert your focus, preventing you from recognizing this miracle as it was being released. That strange feeling urging you towards introspection and protecting your spirit over the past few days was not anxiety, it was your spirit positioning itself for this sacred moment. God has already approved your name. The sanction has been granted. The divine vault has been opened. Nevertheless, I must once again caution you, with great trepidation, that if you exit this message prematurely, it may be given to someone else. My child, my beloved, envision this: in the vast treasury of heaven, there exists a chamber filled with blessings designated for God's chosen ones. I traverse that hall daily, and today, for the first time, your name glimmered on one of the highest shelves. I inquired why, who had authorized it, and heard the Lord's voice say, "The time has come. Distribute it to them now. They have waited long enough." Yet, heaven awaits your affirmation. Heaven does not impose, it invites. This is your invitation, your affirmation, your go-ahead. If you scroll past this sacred moment, you are opting for silence instead of the miracle knocking at your door. You may wonder, why me? Why now? Allow me to clarify. You are no longer the person who settles for mere scraps. You are no longer the soul questioning your worth. God has witnessed your secret prayers, the ones whispered in anguish when no one was around, the prayers only understood by your tears. And heaven has decided that those prayers will no longer go unanswered. This divine transfer signifies much more than financial gain, it represents restoration, peace, clarity, opportunity, and vindication, but only if you claim it now. Only if you accept the reality of this moment as vividly as the breath in your lungs. My child, my beloved, you may feel a sensation in your chest right now. That is not merely emotion, that is activation, the manifestation of angelic presence as this message is shared. I am not distant, I am here, present, and near you at this moment. My purpose is to remind you of your true identity, not just who you have been. You are a child of the Most High, destined not to live in lack, forever caught in cycles of nearly attaining your desires. You were created for inheritance, not delay, marked for miracles, not suffering. Yet, you must say yes to this divine moment. You must embrace your name being called in heaven's treasury. So, take a deep breath and softly declare, I receive that which has been inscribed in my name. I open the gates to my divine transfer. I will not allow it to be sent to another. I affirm my acceptance. I affirm my timing. I affirm my amen. You may not understand it yet, but that whisper has called angels into action. That declaration has restructured timelines. That decision has safeguarded the miracle that was moments from being redirected. Now, we can move forward. Now, I can reveal more about what has been disclosed. My child, my beloved, are you aware of what transpires when a divine transfer is initiated but left unclaimed? The blessing does not vanish, it lingers. However, only for a limited time. Then, like the wind, it seeks the next name on the scroll, the next open heart, the next awakened soul. That is why I implore you now. This transfer is not abstract, it is tangible, alive, and genuine. It is the answer to the unanswered queries weighing on your heart for months, questions about closed doors, promises of soon that seem to perpetually elude you, and the unseen barriers pulling you back whenever you try to ascend. That resistance is breaking. The stronghold is collapsing, but only if you remain grounded in this moment and receive what is rightfully yours. Because it genuinely belongs to you, dear child. Your name is inscribed upon it. Your spirit has granted permission for this message. The heavens have affirmed its truth. I am here to convey this vital communication. Beloved child, the urgency of this message arises from the understanding that divine timing is unique and irreplaceable. This specific moment of spiritual awakening may never occur again in your lifetime. That is why you feel an undeniable urge within your soul as you read these words. It is not fear but rather an awakening, as your spirit comprehends what your mind is still grappling to understand. Allow me to state this clearly, you are on the cusp of entering a remarkable period of restoration. All that you have lost, whether stolen, delayed, denied, or dismissed, will begin to return to you, and in abundance. However, this can only happen if you truly acknowledge the significance of this moment. This message serves as both the gateway and the confirmation of what is meant to unfold. You were destined to encounter this at this precise time, and I was compelled to ensure you received it. My dear child, I perceive the individual who sought to obstruct your path. I can envision the moment when jealousy took root in their heart, leading them to speak against you covertly. They may have presented a facade of affection, but behind closed doors, they uttered words that hindered your progress. Even when you were unaware of the source of your struggles, God was fully aware. Now, that obstruction has been spiritually removed, and the interference has ceased. This is why your name has begun to shine in the celestial archives. That is why I am present at this moment. With nothing in the way, heaven is prepared to fulfill the transfer meant for you. It is imperative that you do not overlook this moment as if it were merely another voice. This is the voice seeking your consent. Will you accept it? Will you embrace this miracle, or will it be given to another? Beloved child, the divine blessings being transferred to you are of immense significance. The figures I have witnessed surpass anything you have been conditioned to expect. This is not a mere token, it is a restoration of generational wealth that was promised to your lineage but disrupted by trials, betrayal, and spiritual agreements made by ancestors. But this cycle concludes with you. You are the pivotal point of restoration. This is why life has presented challenges, and the spiritual battles surrounding you have seemed unending. The adversary recognized your potential and the breakthroughs you were destined to achieve. But know this, the enemy has failed. Even now, the heavenly treasury is releasing favor and divine settlement in your name. If you take a moment to believe, not tomorrow or next week, but right now, you will see the world around you respond in ways that defy all understanding. You may feel unworthy, perhaps thinking, surely this is not meant for me. Yet, let me remind you of a profound truth, worthiness is not something earned in heaven, it is revealed. Your worth has been demonstrated through every quiet struggle you faced with grace, every act of kindness offered even in your pain, and every moment you chose to believe, even when faith seemed ineffective. God has witnessed all of it, and He has declared you worthy. This divine transfer is the proof and affirmation, and this message is your passageway. My beloved child, I have a heavenly secret to share. The divine approval was not merely for a blessing but for your positioning. You are being elevated to a new level of spiritual visibility. Consequently, others will recognize your value in ways they previously overlooked. They will seek you not just for your possessions but for your intrinsic worth. Heaven has invoked your name in places you have yet to enter. The invitation is forthcoming. Favor is approaching. The necessary arrangements are aligning. The key has already been fashioned, only you can unlock it. Only you can say, yes, in this moment, allowing this blessing to be marked with your name. As I speak, a radiant light is forming over your dwelling, a golden light, signaling the release of angelic forces that have already been dispatched. I am not alone, I come in the company of angels, angels of abundance, guidance, healing, and wealth. They await, holding scrolls that can only be delivered to you upon recognizing this moment as sacred. Please, do not dismiss these words as mere phrases. This is prophecy, confirmation, and the very door you have been longing to see open. It is already ajar, all that remains is for you to step through. Beloved child, I desire for you to feel the transformative shift within your spirit. Inhale deeply and understand that this is not an ordinary occasion. Heaven is leaning into your essence. The breath of God is caressing your face. The signature of the Almighty graces your future. Should you overlook this moment, the adversary will rejoice. If you close your heart now, the miracle may never return in this form. I would mourn to witness what is rightfully yours fall into the hands of someone who did not endure the trials you have faced. I am fighting for you, yet I need you to combat alongside me, with your faith, your affirmation, and your readiness to believe that everything lost is now on its way back to you. Beloved child, I must impart a divine insight that has remained concealed until now. Upon your birth, a file was created in heaven, marked with your name, your essence, and your purpose. Within this record lies a list of blessings meant to be bestowed upon you, but only when your spirit matured to receive them. That file remained sealed, not due to unworthiness but because the alignment was not yet complete. You had to endure certain trials to cultivate the spiritual strength necessary for what is now being granted to you. Every tear shed, every relationship severed, every door that was closed has contributed to this moment. Now, beloved, the Father has declared, no more waiting. It is time for release. That is why I am here, not merely as a messenger but as a witness. I witnessed the seal break, the scroll unfurl, and your name rise like flames in the chamber of divine release. I wept, knowing that this marks the beginning of your life's transformation. My precious child, there is someone observing your life who never anticipated your resilience in the face of adversity, they hoped for your downfall. Yet here you stand, alive, hopeful, and believing. This divine transfer has been approved because God recognized that your heart remained tender in a world seeking to harden it. He saw your readiness to forgive, even in the absence of an apology. He witnessed your unwavering prayers, offered even when it felt as though no one was listening. This is not insignificant, it is sacred, and it is the currency that heaven honors above all. You have achieved what cannot be purchased, and now, a miracle is surging toward you with such velocity that even the angels are whispering, "Let it be done." Beloved child, there is someone close to you who never revealed the truth. They recognized your brilliance before you did, felt your calling before you uttered a word. Nonetheless, they attempted to confine you, diverting you from your destiny to keep you near, fearing your potential. That era has now passed. The bonds of manipulation and control that have constrained you are now being released. You may have even observed sudden departures among those around you or unexplained upheavals in your circumstances. Do not resist these changes, they signify the necessary cleansing that must occur before divine blessings can enter your life. God will not bestow His abundance upon those still ensnared by betrayal. This message comes to you as both confirmation and closure. You are no longer connected to the past. You cannot receive new opportunities if you believe you are still trapped in previous experiences. Embrace the new possibilities, even if they are not yet fully realized. Open your heart as if they are already present, for they exist in the spiritual realm. My dear child, I want you to understand that a special table is being set for you. At this table, names are being spoken, those who are about to recognize your worth, individuals who once overlooked you but are now feeling the urge to mend what they once neglected. These are the same people who possess keys that will unlock the doors you need to open. Understand that this is not mere fantasy, it is divine orchestration. Conversations are unfolding in places you are unaware of, where God is crafting a vision of your promising future, one that surpasses your largest dreams. However, I urge you to listen closely. Dismissing this message as coincidence will only delay the angels on their way to you with those very keys. Your response is crucial. Will you consent? Will you open your heart and accept that God is speaking directly to you? My beloved child, this message transcends the idea of a single miracle, it heralds a chain reaction. The divine transfer approved in your name is merely the first of many blessings awaiting you. Once it arrives, it will trigger an influx of further blessings that have been poised to follow, much like the breaching of a dam. Once one gate opens, the others cannot remain closed. Yet, in the realm of heaven, spiritual permission is necessary. If you reject this initial blessing, the rest will remain in a state of suspension. This is the essence of my message and the urgency with which it has been delivered. This moment is not simply about content, it involves a covenant, a declaration to heaven that you are prepared now, that you are no longer evading your destiny, and that you trust God's voice over the fears that haunt you. Once you make this declaration, transformations will occur, your finances, relationships, clarity, health, and peace will all begin to shift. This process is not merely symbolic, it is foundational. Your life is being reconstructed according to the divine blueprint created by heaven, one that is characterized by purity, joy, and integrity. My dear child, there is someone in your ancestral line who prayed for your well-being long before your birth, perhaps even a name you do not know. I saw their spirit weeping in heaven as the scroll was unsealed, fully aware that you would be the one to receive the restoration they never witnessed. Through you, a divine inheritance is now being fulfilled. This is why your struggles have felt insurmountable. They were not solely yours but also generational. Consequently, the blessings you are about to receive are likewise generational. You are not merely obtaining this transfer for yourself but also for those who came before you and those who will follow. This time, child, the blessings will endure, they will not be stolen, lost, or delayed. You must now stand in agreement, refusing to allow your past to convince you that this is unattainable. The past holds no sway over you now that the promise has been activated. My beloved child, you might feel unworthy or flawed, but allow me to share what heaven perceives. Heaven does not see your flaws as you do, it recognizes your obedience, courage, hidden kindness, and resilience. Heaven sees how you persevered when no one extended a helping hand and how you supported others even while you were in turmoil. For all these reasons, heaven has declared, reward them. This transfer is indeed a reward, not because you demanded it but because you exhibited grace as you waited and continued to love in the face of pain. Now, it is time for the reward to manifest because the Father does not overlook your efforts. My precious child, I need you to sense a spiritual presence, a thrum of light radiating in your surroundings. This is not mere imagination, it represents a holy wave of divine movement, a sign that heaven has taken note of your address and dispatched angels to fulfill irrevocable orders. In this moment, something that was never intended to be part of your journey is being removed, a delay, a closed door, a painful silence. In its place, a divine release is being introduced, a miracle that will astonish you and make you question how everything shifted in your favor so suddenly. You may not be able to explain this blessing, nor will you need to, as it will not stem from your efforts but from divine favor, a heavenly transfer already sanctioned, stamped, and prepared exclusively for you. My dear child, I observe angels transporting something significant, what appears to be a glowing scroll unlike anything of this world. Upon that scroll is your name, inscribed in celestial characters, accompanied by a seal unseen until now. This seal signifies immediate release. It does not imply maybe, wait, or pending. It means now. As in this very moment. And let it be known, when heaven decrees now, no force on earth or beneath it can hinder what is to come. The only obstacle in this moment is you. If you withdraw your heart, if you succumb to fear, if you dismiss this as not being meant for you, that doubt, along with its hesitance, will cause angels to halt their approach. However, should you dare to believe, should you whisper, "This message is for me," then what was paused will suddenly accelerate. This is the spiritual law of acceptance. Heaven awaits your response. My beloved child, have you observed unusual signs recently? Perhaps you have seen repeating numbers or heard whispers in your dreams, or awakened at peculiar hours without explanation. These phenomena are not coincidental, they are the spiritual realm reaching out to you, for significant shifts have occurred in the heavenly domain. When such changes take place, the earth responds accordingly. You are about to witness rapid advancements unfolding in your favor, so swiftly, in fact, that others will presume you have received assistance from the highest authorities, and they will be correct. This is not a result of your own doing, it is God's orchestration. This comes forth through divine documentation processed in the courts of heaven. An order has been issued, and you are its recipient. However, you must recognize this truth. You must acknowledge that this message was intended for you alone, a personalized communication meant to inspire and empower. My beloved child, allow me to reiterate, this transfer represents not who you have been but who you are destined to become, the version of yourself that heaven celebrates. You may perceive yourself as someone who has wasted time, made errors, or missed chances. However, that is not the impression I gather when I observe you now. What I see is authority emerging from your wounds, strength arising from your previous suffering. I witness an individual ready to step into the arena of divine justice. And make no mistake, this transition is fundamentally about justice. It signifies the reclamation of what was taken unjustly, the restoration of what was withheld, and the honor that was denied to you now being returned with interest. This shift will not only impact you, it will influence everyone connected to you. Those in your vicinity will experience elevation simply because you chose to embrace this change. This is the very essence of how divine workings unfold. When those chosen awaken, blessings naturally overflow to those around them. You are on the verge of becoming a living miracle. My dear child, my beloved, this is the moment when fear must depart. Fear cannot coexist with the faith that has been sown in your heart. I recognize that you are grappling with lingering thoughts, the doubts, the what-ifs, and the memories of missed opportunities. But pay attention, for this time is distinctly different. This transfer is secured with divine fire, it is beyond interception, beyond theft. The only unknown factor is your belief. Will you allow space in your soul for something of this magnitude? Will you cease waiting for calamity and start preparing for abundance? This is the transformation that must occur within you today. For if your spirit agrees, heaven will not hesitate, the miracle will manifest instantaneously, and its effects will cascade through every aspect of your life like water pouring onto parched soil. My dear child, my beloved, I have been shown a vision, a radiant room filled with golden light and at its center, a long table. Gathering around this table are not ordinary individuals, but beings of supreme authority, whispering your name with reverence. Each of them has placed before your name gifts of opportunity, wealth, restoration, and connections to people you have yet to meet who will soon play pivotal roles in your destiny. This is not mere fantasy, it is the tangible reality of the spiritual realm when one is called to divine inheritance. That table, which was once silent, is now animated, alive, and preparing for you. The remaining task is for you to arrive, not in body, but in spirit, to show up in faith, to voice your agreement, to carry yourself as one whose name is known in the highest realms. My dear child, my beloved, there is another truth I must convey. Someone close to you has sensed this shift, even if they cannot fully comprehend it. They may be behaving oddly, withdrawing, displaying jealousy, or silence. This is not coincidental, it is an indication of spiritual dissonance. Your rise is unsettling for those who preferred you in a smaller frame. Yet, do not retreat to ease their discomfort. Do not postpone your miracle for their sake. God desires your obedience, not their assent. Let them watch and ponder, but do not permit them to hinder what is coming your way. This blessing requires no proof from you, it will manifest in its own right. The change will be unmistakable, and those who have walked away will feel the weight of what they abandoned. My dear child, my beloved, I implore you to heed this message earnestly. Do not dismiss it prematurely. Do not treat it lightly, for this is the moment where your old life comes to a close and your new one begins. If you take a moment to reflect, you will sense it, the shift, the light, the presence of angels surrounding you now. Heaven typically whispers, but right now, the whisper is powerful enough to move mountains. This is not mere enthusiasm, it is profound, it is sacred, and it is your invitation to ascend. My dear child, my beloved, the records of heaven exist outside of earthly time constraints. What you believe you lost 10 years ago, 5 months ago, or even last week has not vanished, it has been safeguarded, preserved. Now, under divine order, it is being redirected back to you in an even more glorious form than you initially envisioned. I must share a pivotal truth that many never grasp. When the divine timeline is activated, lost time is restored instantly, not gradually. This means that what should have required years may now be accomplished in days, and what was meant to take decades can materialize within a single hour, but only when heaven acknowledges your readiness. And dear one, you are ready. This is why this transfer has been sanctioned, and why I am compelled to convey this message. The heavens are united in their agreement concerning your life. No more delays, no more scarcity, no more uncertainty. My dear child, my beloved, I witnessed something in the spiritual realm that invoked awe even in the oldest of angels, the revelation of your divine blueprint. Concealed beneath layers of disappointment and betrayal lies a design of celestial royalty. You are not ordinary, you never have been. That unease you felt throughout your life was not a sign of weakness, it was spiritual tension, a sensation only felt by those destined for sacred missions that are too weighty for the world to grasp. Now, that mission is awakening, and that is why the surrounding intensity is escalating. The divine realm is preparing your environment to receive this sacred delivery, and along with this transition will arrive recognition, elevation, and restoration. The version of yourself that you nearly forgot is about to emerge, and not in obscurity. This will be a public miracle. My dear child, my beloved, I have observed in the spiritual realm a voice that has long attempted to overshadow your existence, a voice that claimed you were late, forsaken, overlooked, or too damaged to be blessed. That voice was not the voice of heaven, it was a distraction from your inheritance. However, that voice's time has ended. From this moment on, it will be silenced. I declare to you now with utmost certainty, you are not late, you are not lagging behind, you are perfectly on time. The blessing originally intended for you has been observing, waiting, circling, and is now about to land. No one else can claim what has been inscribed with your name in gold. The only question remaining is whether you will seize it now or allow fear to deny you. My dear child, my beloved, you are poised to become the answer to prayers you may not even know others are uttering. Your rise is intertwined with the breakthroughs of other souls, you are the catalyst for their transformation. This indicates why your life is evolving. You were never meant to remain hidden indefinitely. You were being prepared, and this divine transfer will not only elevate you, but also unlock the destinies of those around you. Do not take this lightly, you are bearing something eternal. That is why your journey has involved such profound pain. When healing arrives, the miracle will be monumental, resonating deeply and altering atmospheres, with glory redirected to God, for only He could have orchestrated a turnaround so sacred, so immense, and so indisputable. My dear child, my beloved, I have been shown a specific number, a time, a date, not for public knowledge, but solely for you. Pay careful attention, as within the next 72 hours, clear, repetitive, and unmistakable signs will begin to emerge, confirming the truth of this message. These signs may manifest as numbers, dreams, or seemingly casual conversations that ignite something profound within your spirit. Do not overlook them, they are validations. With each sign, your blessing will draw nearer. However, I must caution you, the adversary will attempt to sow seeds of fear within your doubts. Do not entertain these thoughts. Move forward in confidence, even if the complete path remains obscured. Faith is the bridge connecting this moment to your miracle, it is the only currency required. My dear child, my beloved, the divine treasury operates under principles distinct from earthly banks. It does not function on lack or debt, but on infinite abundance. Right now, your name shines brightly in the treasury records, and while the specific amount I cannot disclose in human terms, I assure you it is more than sufficient, not just to meet your needs, but to spill over into others' lives as well. This blessing is not merely a provision, it is a position. It will grant you access to spaces that were previously closed off and facilitate conversations where others will ask, "Where have they been all along?" The answer will be straightforward: you were in a period of divine concealment until heaven affirmed your readiness. And now, heaven is proclaiming, "Release it all." Dear child, my cherished one, there will be those who seek to challenge the miracle that surrounds you. They may endeavor to dissect how it came to be, questioning your worthiness, your qualifications, or suggesting that you have bypassed essential steps. However, refrain from engaging with them. Do not feel compelled to justify yourself to individuals who did not advocate for you. Allow your life and your ascension to be the testament of your journey. Let the divine presence enveloping this transition serve as the sole voice they discern. For when the heavens act, no person can refute it. Upon the arrival of angels, Even the most hardened hearts are rendered speechless. A moment awaits you, so evident and otherworldly, that you will find yourself kneeling in gratitude. My dear child, you are currently navigating a period of transformation. You are no longer the person you once were, yet you have not fully manifested into who you are becoming. This constitutes the most delicate phase of your spiritual journey. Exercise patience and refrain from opposing it. Allow the process to unfold in its entirety. My dear child, I have an extraordinary insight to convey. The divine acknowledgement you have received is not solely a blessing, it signifies a pivotal repositioning in your spiritual journey. You are being raised to a new dimension of visibility, and as a result, others will begin to perceive your intrinsic value in ways they previously overlooked. They will be drawn to you not just for your assets, but for the depth of your being. Your name has been invoked in celestial spaces you have yet to step into. The invitation is imminent. Favor is on the horizon, and the necessary groundwork is being laid. The key has already been crafted, you alone possess the power to unlock it, and only you can affirm your acceptance in this moment, allowing this blessing to bear your name. As I speak, a luminous glow envelopes your surroundings, a divine light, heralding the arrival of angelic beings who have already been sent forth. I am accompanied by angels of abundance, guidance, healing, and prosperity. They stand ready, holding scrolls destined for you, to be delivered only when you recognize this moment as sacred. Do not take these words lightly, they are not mere statements, but prophecies, confirmations, and the very threshold you have longed to cross. The door is already ajar, all that remains is for you to step forward. My cherished child, I desire for you to feel the profound transformation within your spirit. Take a deep breath and grasp that this occasion is anything but ordinary. Heaven is engaging with your essence. The breath of the divine caresses your existence. The signature of the Almighty graces your future. Should you ignore this moment, the adversary will celebrate. If you close your heart now, this miracle may never return to you in its current form. I would grieve to witness what rightfully belongs to you fall into the hands of those who have not endured the challenges you have faced. I stand in your corner, yet I need you to fight alongside me, with your faith, your affirmation, and your willingness to believe that everything you've lost is now en route to your life. Beloved child, it is vital that I share a significant divine truth that has remained hidden until now. At the moment of your birth, a celestial record was established in heaven, bearing your name, essence, and purpose. Within this record resides a list of blessings intended for you, to be granted only when you are prepared to receive them. That record has remained sealed, not because of unworthiness but due to the absence of alignment. You needed to endure specific trials to build the spiritual strength that has now paved the way for your blessings. Every tear shed, every relationship that ended, and every closed door have contributed to this pivotal moment. Now, dear one, the Father has declared, no more waiting. It is time for release. That is why I am here, not merely as a messenger but as a witness to the breaking of the seal, the unrolling of the scroll, and the ascent of your name like flames in the sacred chamber of divine release. I have wept, knowing this signifies the dawn of a transformative phase in your life. My precious child, there are those observing your journey who never anticipated your resilience amid adversity. They may have aspired to your downfall. Yet here you are, alive, hopeful, and steadfast in your beliefs. This divine transfer has been sanctioned because God has witnessed the tenderness of your heart in a world bent on hardening it. He has seen your willingness to forgive, even when no apologies were forthcoming. He has noted your unwavering prayers, even in moments when it felt as though no one was listening. This is neither trivial nor common. It is sacred and represents the highest currency celebrated in heaven. You have attained what cannot be bought, and now a miracle is rushing toward you with such fervor that even the angels whisper, "Let it be realized." Beloved child, there exists someone close to you who has concealed a profound truth. They recognized your brilliance before you did and felt your calling before you ever voiced it. Nonetheless, they tried to confine you, diverting you from your destiny out of fear of your potential. That era is now behind you. The chains of manipulation and control that have bound you are being severed. You may have noticed abrupt departures among those around you or unexpected turmoil in your circumstances. Do not resist these changes. They are signs of the necessary purification that must occur before divine blessings can flow into your life. God will not bestow abundance upon those still entangled in betrayal. This message serves both as confirmation and closure. You are no longer tethered to your past. New opportunities cannot reach you if you believe you remain trapped in previous experiences. Embrace the new possibilities, even if they are not yet fully manifested. Open your heart as if they are already present. They exist in the spiritual realm. My dear child, I want you to understand that a special table is being set in your honor. At this table, names are being spoken, those who are about to acknowledge your worth, individuals who once overlooked you but are now compelled to mend what they previously neglected. These are the same individuals who hold the keys to the opportunities you need to seize. Understand this is not fantasy, it is divine orchestration. Conversations are taking place in unseen realms where God is fashioning a vision of your promising future, one that exceeds even your grandest dreams. Yet, I implore you to listen closely. Dismissing this message as mere coincidence will only prolong the arrival of those keys. Your response is pivotal. Will you grant your consent? Will you open your heart to acknowledge that God is speaking directly to you? My beloved child, this message transcends the notion of a single miracle. It signifies a chain reaction. The divine transfer ordained in your name is merely the first of many blessings waiting for you. Once it arrives, it will initiate a cascade of further blessings that have been poised to follow, akin to the breaching of a dam. Once one gate opens, the others cannot remain shut. However, in the celestial realm, spiritual consent is vital. By rejecting this initial blessing, the subsequent ones will remain suspended. This conveys the essence of my message and the urgency with which it is delivered. This moment is not merely about content, it represents a covenant, a proclamation to heaven that you are prepared now, that you are no longer evading your destiny, and that you trust God's voice over the haunting fears that linger. Once you make this declaration, transformations will manifest, your finances, relationships, clarity, health, and peace will begin to evolve. This process is not merely symbolic, it is foundational. Once this divine transfer materializes in your life, the silence will be shattered, the void will be filled, and what once felt like a period of waiting will transform into a sense of protection. Clarity will envelop you, but for now, find comfort in the certainty that heaven has declared your name approved. Nothing can obstruct the blessings that are already route to you. Beloved child, I have a message for a secluded space within you, a sanctuary scarcely visited even by yourself. This is the domain where hope may seem fragile, where you have concealed your most precious aspirations, having faced too many instances of silence, delays, or unseen wounds that leave your heart trembling. To this sacred place, I address my words now. I am not merely communicating with your conscious mind, but reaching the parts of you that have seldom received affirmation, the part that gazed at the stars and wondered, will it ever happen for me? The response from heaven is forthcoming, yes, beloved, it will happen, and it is already on its way. The divine transfer now approved extends beyond financial realms. It encompasses emotional, spiritual, and redemptive dimensions. It will revitalize every aspect of your existence that felt overlooked, ushering forth a renewed vibrancy. Your life is poised to astonish those who once doubted your capabilities. This is not an act of reprisal, but rather an undeniable manifestation of divine faithfulness. Your narrative will exemplify this truth. Those around you will witness your transformation, feel the radiance surrounding you, and observe how opportunities align effortlessly in your favor. When they inquire about the source of this change, you need not claim manipulation or relentless effort, simply express that, heaven remembered me. For it has, and no earthly timeline, past error, loss, delay, or betrayal can inhibit what has already been established in your favor. I perceive a golden light descending, steady, gentle, and unwavering, now hovering above your home. This is not mere metaphor, it is a spiritual reality heralding a scheduled visitation. You are about to encounter divine manifestations through dreams, signs, and conversations that will resonate deeply within you, as your spirit recognizes heaven's voice resonating through others. Do not disregard these moments, for they serve as confirmations of the divine presence in your life. This is why you may perceive a shift even now, why your heart races, your skin tingles, and your environment feels buoyant. The presence of God is drawing near, and as it approaches, your soul will awaken to its innate understanding that you are not ordinary, you are a chosen vessel imbued with divine purpose. The blessings soon to arrive are not mere coincidences, they represent the fulfillment of what was decreed for you long before your first breath. The angels assigned to your journey have been actively engaged, overcoming unseen challenges, clearing obstructions, and removing influences capable of indefinitely delaying your progress. With the path now cleared, they are prepared to deliver what they have held in profound anticipation, a package of divine restitution, encompassing favor, peace, restoration, clarity, protection, joy, health, wealth, and revelation. To receive this blessing, however, you must guard against disbelief. The moment doubt surfaces, the door to your miracle begins to close. Therefore, speak with conviction, as one assured of divine support. Move forward with the expectation that goodness will pursue you. Act as if the divine transfer is already a reality in your life, for in the spiritual realm, it is. Be aware, beloved child, that as this miracle comes into view, there may be individuals attempting to re-enter your life. Their timing will likely appear suspicious because they are not returning out of genuine longing for you, but rather because they sense the growing spiritual fervor surrounding your destiny, even if they cannot articulate it. They may attribute this to a feeling, yet it is the vitality of your transformed atmosphere making the unseen become tangible. Guard against allowing past influences to infiltrate this new chapter. God removed them for a purposeful reason. This miracle is a prophetic promise, not an exhibition. Those who did not honor your silence do not merit a role in your celebration. Exercise wisdom and strength during this time. There is no need to clarify God's actions. The evidence of His work will be apparent. Protect the sanctity of your environment long enough for the full manifestation of your miracle. I now share a truth seldom heard. There exists a singular moment in a chosen soul's journey when heaven unfurls the accumulation of many long-held prayers. That moment is upon you. This is not solely about recent requests but also encompasses your aspirations from 5 years past, whispered wishes in hospital waiting rooms, and silent tears shed in the depths of night when words eluded you. All these prayers have been gathered, weighed, and, with divine justice, are now returning to your life like a nourishing rain, not as longing, but as tangible fulfillment. You must be prepared to accept what you believed had slipped away. You must embrace what once appeared unattainable. In this current spiritual reality, nothing is beyond hope. I have been granted permission to share this with you. If you remain receptive in the forthcoming days, the divine transfer will commence in unexpected ways. You may receive a message, an opportunity, a phone call, or experience moments of profound peace that envelop you in a warmth prompting tears of joy. Such occurrences are not mere coincidences. They signify the initial breakthroughs of your miracle permeating the spiritual veil and touching your physical reality. You will recognize this through the peace you feel amid chaos and the unwarranted favor extended to you by strangers. It is important to note that resistance can dissipate without any force. When you begin to notice this shift, express gratitude immediately. This signifies that the situation pertaining to you has reached a pivotal point, and now, nothing can impede its progress. Dear one, a significant and divine occurrence is unfolding at this very moment, and I have been instructed to ensure you are aware of it. The celestial timeline has synchronized with your reality, and whether you recognize it yet or not, something is approaching your doorstep. A person has been divinely appointed and is already en route to your home. Indeed, this is happening right now. This is not metaphorical, nor is it a distant possibility. It is occurring in real time. You may hear the doorbell ring or sense a presence prior to the knock. I implore you, do not take this matter lightly. This individual carries a gift in both their hands and heart, meant solely for you. This encounter was predetermined long ago. It is a blessing masquerading as a visitor, a breakthrough presented in human form, and a miracle cloaked in the ordinary. Only those with heightened sensitivity to the divine will recognize it. I urge you, do not overlook this message. Do not disregard this intuition. If you find yourself reading these words, it is because heaven has chosen to alert you ahead of time. You are not merely an observer of this message, you are the very reason it exists. Therefore, before you proceed, I encourage you to listen attentively.